What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Plus Money Sports Betting Podcast. My name is Q. You can follow me across all socials at Bets by Q. And of course, this podcast is brought to you by Black Sheep Betting, where it is a dog's world. I've got two links in the description. And I want to just break them down really quick because I've had a couple people DM me on Instagram and Twitter and ask me, hey, like, what's the difference between these if you're giving out some of the same plays in the free chat? So, first link in the description, it's the one to my VIP chat, okay? It's where I give out all of my plays. And this isn't for everybody, all right? This is for disciplined bettors who are looking to stay disciplined and grab plays that focus on value over volume, all right? There's not a lot of parlays, no crazy lotto tickets, just plays to keep us positive month over month and have a little bit of extra income in our pockets, all right? The caveat, I get it, is to have the bankroll that you're willing to invest in the first place. That is the whole reason why the second link exists, because that is the link to the chat with my friend Will from the Double Fault Tennis Podcast. It is a free chat where we talk sports all day, every day. And though it may be a casual chat, we've got some very sharp minds in there who are absolutely crushing the books. So if somebody's on a cold spell, or you're not able to tune into the podcast and catch it every single day, 800 plus people from all over the world in the free chat with action nearly every hour of every single day. I highly encourage you to come check it out, join the community. It's absolutely free. We would love to have you in there. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Since the middle of last week, I am cold as ice. Absolutely stinking up the podcast. I'm sitting at 4-10-1 since Wednesday of last week. Down units, down on my luck, no good at all. It's the name of the game. I'll be the first to tell you, dude, look, there's nothing in my life that's going on that would suggest that I'm not as focused or anything like that. My system hasn't changed. I have just been getting flat out beat by the books. Now, I won't sit here and make any excuses, but we have had some terribly bad beats in baseball. And of course, yesterday's Jalen Hurts play was pathetic. It was terrible. It was a bad read. But it's in these dark times of betting where disciplined bankroll is your best friend. Because sometimes the best bet that you make is the one that you don't. If that makes any kind of sense. I hope that it does. So I can't save us for the week. I can, however, go out with a bang, and that's exactly what I will aim to do tonight. Because I'm telling these plays as well. I don't just give them out. I don't get paid to do the podcast. If it's of any consolation to you, when these plays lose, I lose as well. And it just does not feel good, okay? I'm always going to strive to win, but you will not be 100% in this industry. There's no such thing as a lock, all right? I do want to just mention that tomorrow morning, I will be dropping an episode to make up for the episode that I missed on Tuesday. That episode will be a little bit longer in length. It's the weekend, so hopefully you'll have some time to listen to it. It will go over the entire NFL slate, talk about some of the biggest stories and my betting strategies in the NFL, what's made me a successful bettor, especially as we've focused most of our attention on primetime, kind of looking at those trends. But I think this is going to be a really good episode to, reset the tone as we move into next week. All right, so with that being said, let's move on. I got to put my closer cap on, add some silver lining to what's been a week of turmoil in my world of sports betting. I have two plays. The first one is in the MLB playoffs. This one is going to be razor close between the Seattle Mariners as they host the Detroit Tigers. Played in pitcher-friendly park where it feels like almost every 90 feet matters. Seattle has George Kirby on the mound, who has been nails in October, and they will probably roll out Castillo at some point if needed. But I'm going to back Detroit on the road, on the run line, because big moments ask for big players. And the biggest player of them all will be on the mound for Detroit today, going for his second consecutive Cy Young. Tigers have their ace, Tariq Skubal, on the mound for this moment. The only person that's really seen Skubal on the Mariners has been Jorge Polanco, who's stung Skubal 2 solo shots in game 2. 9 out of 29 in career against him, so he's been able to string some bats, some at-bats along for him. But outside of that, Seattle hasn't exactly solved him. And that's the crux tonight. I think Detroit gets more out of Skubal than the M's get out of George Kirby. Why? The Tigers' path in low run games, in these pressure types of moments, this is going to come down to how well they can run the bases. And they do run the bases pretty well, better than the Mariners. And with the matchup tonight, I expect for them to have more base runners than the Mariners throughout the game. They've been drawing walks, and I think that this matchup kind of favors them, especially against pop fly or fly ball pitchers, which is what we get tonight in George Kirby. Detroit ranks 12th this season against fly ball pitchers versus 28th against ground ball pitchers, okay? So if we get Kirby tonight, which we know that we're getting that for sure, if, he gets tossed around early or things just kind of, the pitch count goes up, we're going to see Luis Castillo, who is also a fly ball pitcher. Most of the Seattle staff is going to pitch to contact that results in the fly ball. That gives us a slight advantage, and that's all we're really looking for in these airtight type of games. What is something that may be small and minute, but can, when taken advantage of, elevate the mistakes, and when the power shows up in these Detroit bats, all it takes is one pitch and one moment to lock up and move on. Because the total is telling us everything that we need to know. I mean, this total is set at 5. 5 runs. It's really insane when you sit and you think about it. But we've got to give Seattle their flowers, okay? George Kirby's been lights out in the postseason, okay? Cal Raleigh has been fantastic. But to flip this game, you're going to need both a Skubal dud and Raleigh to put on his superhero cape all in the same game. My read here is Skubal's fastball changeup combo is the most dangerous weapon on the field. We have to play that. The Mariners will try to wait him out and get to the bullpen. I'm not sure if he's going to get to the 8th, but if Detroit scratches a couple early, the entire script here is going to change because Skubal can front run and shorten this game. I think Detroit's going to come out. You have to be aggressive early against Skubal because if you fall behind in the count, it's a very tough matchup. All right. The trends worth knowing as you frame this, obviously, is Kirby's October is sparkling. Underdogs have been on a heater, though, in this head-to-head. And even though the M's are the underdog here, I'm leaning into the volatility instead of hiding from it. All right? If the Tigers win, there's a very live chance that they clear the margin here and they clear the run line. So my play here is going to be the Tigers -1.5 plus 160. I think this game ends 3-1. That would be my guess. Either 3-1, 3-0, 4-1. Either of those scenarios I'm absolutely fine with because they all cover the run line in favor of Detroit. Road team, ace on the hill, power with the bats, base running edge against fly ball profile. That's the stance. As always, stick to your unit size. We're going to lock in a 1 unit on here. Second play for the day. It's going to be a system play. I'm not going to get too deep into this, but we do have USF versus North Texas tonight. North Texas is hosting the ranked 24th ranked team in the nation. A chance for them to cash one of our favorite systems play, unranked home favorites versus ranked teams. Since 2017, 55 and 29 straight up. You can cash it. You can count on it. It's been one of the most consistent plays in college football, especially since I've really hopped on into the scene around 2016, 2017. So look, fading a ranked road team in this spot has been profitable long term. I love this moment for North Texas. They got a chance to start 5-0 for the first time in over 30 years. And the first time in, 4 years to beat a ranked opponent at home. Okay. They beat number 15 UTSA in 2021. And prior to that, last time they beat a ranked opponent at home was in 1974 against San Diego State. All right. Different eras, same recipe, home juice, ranked visitor, and a crowd that to me is going to tilt the margin here. All right. If you're playing the money line, yes, it's a little bit juiced. That's how we're going to take it. Minus 120. I'm going to lay 1.2 units on this, the North Texas money line to defeat USF. Okay? 2 plays on the board, 2.2 units in play. We are backing the Detroit Tigers to cover the run line, minus 1.5, plus 160 against the Mariners in a winner-takes-all scenario. And, of course, we are backing North Texas on the money line, minus 120 with 1.2 units on that play to pay out a unit. All right. 2 plays, 2.2 units on the board. I'll be back here tomorrow with an NFL edition breakdown with all of my favorite plays from the NFL for Sunday. Okay? Look forward to it. We hope to see you in the free chat. As always, my name is Q from Black Sheep Betting, and I hope each and every one of you hit each